All right, you guys, welcome to another episode of the She EmpowHers Podcast, where we talk to real women about real stories and real transformation. We get real, we get down to the nitty gritty of what it takes to get from where you are to where you like to be. And a lot of the messy middle is where all the magic is. So I have this amazing guest today. Her name is Kristen M. Clark. I'll let you guys figure out what the MF part means. And I will just tell you, when I happened upon her originally, I was just like, first of all, she is a firecracker. And secondly, it was the level of this authenticity, transparency, and vulnerability that just captured me immediately. And so I stalked her a little bit on the socials, as y'all know that I do, and went to her website and read all about her. And I was just like, she is someone that the girlies need to hear from. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce my amazing guest. As I said, Kristen M. Clark. Y'all can figure out the MF part. And I'm going to ask you my very, very first question. Are you ready, girl? Are you ready?
Let's go. Let's go.
Okay.
And thank you
Okay.
so much for having me.
Of
Thank you.
course. Welcome. You know, as we start to build out this podcast and the platform and the business, it's so important to have real women and real storytellers that are willing to really
Yeah.
share the details of their story. And so when I first, connected with you, I immediately felt seen, and I knew that you would be able to help the girlies feel seen too. So tell me, who is Kristen M. Clark today? Like, who are you? How would you describe yourself?
Ooh, I love that you said today. Today I am nothing like I was yesterday. And the thing is this. So I'm assuming you all know who Tony Robbins is or
Yeah.
Warren Buffett, big billionaires there. Oprah, any of these people, they can always give you the blow by blow bullet point list of how they became who they are.
Yeah.
And we can easily get pulled into that and think, oh, okay, well, if I follow this, this formula, then I'll be the next Tony Robbins. I'll be the next Oprah. But are we seeing any other Tony Robbinses? Are we seeing any other Oprahs? No, it can't be done. So it's really about investing mentally, emotionally, in every way in yourself and getting to know you. What
Yeah.
makes you you? Because the story that you've got up to this point, the story that you're going to take with you forward is unique. It's as
Yeah.
unique as your fingerprint. We
Yeah.
can't copy somebody else's. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
None of
Yeah.
them copy each other, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they may have tried and they're going to find very quickly it doesn't work. So the
Yeah.
biggest thing we can do to empower ourselves is to be ourselves confidently and with this sovereignty, this sovereign energy of, do you know who I am? I'm
Yeah.
standing, you 110%.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but you can
So that's
be
who I am today.
inspired. You can be. So thank you for
Absolutely.
that.
I was like, yeah, no, what you said about you can be inspired. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because a lot of what you and I are going to talk about today is going to inspire people. It's going to light a fire in them. And that's
Yeah.
important. But the thing is this, that inspiration's going to come in, but it's also going to go. And it's like
Yeah.
motivation to go to the gym. It might
Yeah.
get you in the
Oof.
gym, but what happens tomorrow morning when you're exhausted, So it's really important to use you, number one, as your number one inspiration. But number
Yeah.
two, also know that it's going to go. That
Yeah.
inspiration's going to go, but you will always remain. And
Yeah.
there's something so enormous in there, in the one thing that is always by your side, the one thing
Yeah.
that has never, ever, ever left you, no matter how much you might want it to. And, no matter how far down in the dirt you get or
Yeah.
how high you get, it's always by
Mhm.
your side regardless. It never
Yeah.
wobbles. And that's
Yeah.
always you.
That is always you. And you said something like earlier when you first started with you were introducing yourself and you were like, "Well, I'm not the person today that I was yesterday," right? And so I think you you
Yeah,
you
yeah,
mentioned that part of transformation and self-discovery is falling in love with yourself, but also like falling in love with every version of yourself. So, like help the girlies understand
absolutely.
what that actually looks like. Like, what does that mean to you? What does that look like?
So important because it's only been recently that I've really understood this on a very powerful level. It's very much taught to be positive, to focus on the positive, to ignore the
Mhm.
negative. And if we are looking at our negative aspects, such as anger, frustration,
Mm.
depression, worry, fear, and we're like, oh no, you're not supposed to be there. If you want a
Yeah.
positive outcome, you must be positive. If you're
Mm.
playing in that area, that's only half of you. It's
Yeah.
like trying to live on half breath. You got to be able to
Mhm.
take a full breath, let it out fully,
Yeah.
and feel confident and sure in that.
Yeah.
Because honestly, if you're only living a half life, if you're only living the positive, positive, positive 24/7, that's like
Ooh.
that's like faking an orgasm
Mhm.
because who is that serving? If you are,
Yeah.
"Oh, I wanna make him feel good, and I'm not getting there, and I just wanna get this over with," and you
Yeah.
just fake an orgasm, what the heck? Yeah, what the heck are you telling yourself? What the heck are you
Yeah.
serving you in any way, shape, or form? Yeah, it's the same thing when you're faking positivity.
Mm.
When you're faking this positivity and you're not feeling positive, what are you saying to yourself? What are you saying to that
Yeah.
part of you that is authentic, that is sitting
Mhm.
here going, I'm scared, I'm shaking in my boot?
Yeah.
That's where it's so important to be able to say, okay, we still go forward anyways, but okay,
Yeah.
I see that. And that's
Yeah.
okay. That's all right because the most unbelievable things are waiting for you there.
You know what you just made me think of? So, when I'm not a baker, so let me just tell you, I can't bake for crap, but I can cook, but I cannot bake. But I've always been like very interested in the fact that most recipes that are for like desserts require salt, right? It's like, why is there salt? I still don't know this answer, but I do understand it's for balance. Like, both of those things need to exist to get you the desired outcome. And I think, like, in our lives, we try to leave
Oh,
out the
that's good.
salt. We try to leave out the salt. We don't want to embrace like the dark parts of us or the shadow parts of us. But I'll say for myself, and I want to ask you about this too, is I learned that my real transformation didn't happen until I started to be honest and embrace and accept the parts about myself that I didn't love, right? I'd love to hear an example from you in your life of something that you embraced that was like maybe not something that you loved, but you found some growth or some transformation or some peace by even just saying, I'm just going to make peace with this part of myself.
Oh, that's so important. And the biggest one was recently when I was doing my taxes was trusting in my trembles. Because I couldn't
Sure.
I was under the impression I was supposed to go into everything being, confident and sure, and you're supposed to have
Mm,
intentions. And, you're supposed to live in the end, which is, oh, everything worked out perfectly. But in that moment, I wasn't feeling any of those things. And
yeah,
I had to sit there and I use Chat GPT a lot. And I
me
went to
too.
Chat and I said, Chat, I am trembling. And Chat knows
Yeah,
me very well and it's very good at mimicking me. And it
yeah.
said, great, do them anyway. Your taxes. Do it anyway.
Mm,
So powerful thing for me in that moment was to say, okay, I'm scared out of my mind at what, because last year's taxes were really ugly. And I was like, I made more money this year, so it's going to be doubly ugly. But
yeah,
to do it anyway, to step forward, not sitting there going, I can't do my taxes because I'm not vibrating right. I'm not
Yeah.
in the right mindset,
Yeah.
whatever. They had to get done, and I did them, and I had the most I had the most
Oh.
surprising and fantastic outcome. So what I learned out of that was you have
Mhm.
never been this version of you before, and you're never going to be it again. And can you take a moment and trust that?
Yeah.
Can you maybe for just a moment get your mind off all the, oh, you have to do this, you have to do this, all these methodologies, because I've already got enough to do, and just focus in this moment right here, right now, with
Yeah.
wonder at the
And I
amazingness of who
yeah.
you are.
And I love how you said trust in yourself today. Like, can we talk about that a little bit more? Because when you said that, let me tell you
That's
where my
huge.
brain went. It's so good. It's so it is tea. It is tea. But it's like I think what happens is we easily reference ourselves in our previous season about what's happening in our current season. And so like for example, I have been in seasons where I've not been financially prudent. I did not know how to manage my money. My credit was shot. I had no money in the bank. But that I'm not that person anymore. But it took me a long time once I learned new skills to trust the skills that I learned and trust the new version of me with my money, right? And it's like, okay,
Yeah.
so how do you, and especially when you have like real lived experiences, right? Like the consequences of not managing your money is like your lights get cut off. Or you can't pay your cell phone bill, or you need to borrow money or something like that, right? And so I have lived experience that tells me like caution, caution, caution. You don't know what you're doing, even though I've done the work. So like, how do you trust your own progress?
Well, that's a very good question because you have to go into this now moment and
Yeah.
and be like, number one, is anything I'm worried about happening now? The answer is always no, by the way. Always.
Wait, hold on a second.
You can
Hold on.
Woo. Let me just chew on that a moment.
Hold a second. Because that is like, can you just say it one more time slowly so people don't have to rewind? Like, say it one more time because that was good.
Rewind. Because
Rewind. Yeah.
okay. Yes. It's the number one thing you can do when
Yeah.
you're caught in
Yeah.
my God, I've got my balance in my bank is zero. I just got a notice from the electrical company. They're going to turn off my electricity. I got all this scariness right here.
Yeah.
But it may be right here, but is it right now? And I'm going to tell you right now, the answer is always no. Now your memories may be telling you a different story,
Yeah.
but is that happening right now? No. You
It's
come
not.
back to where you are real. You are real
Ooh.
right here. You can feel
Yeah.
it. You can taste it. You can
Yeah.
smell it. You can touch it. All that
Yeah.
other shit is just a thought. It's just a thought.
Okay. Yeah. So, okay. So you must have, I'm
Yeah.
going to say you have perfected this clearly because you are like just dropping it's more gems that I can like keep up with right now. So how do you remind yourself to be present when your thoughts are trying to convince you of a reality? Because we all do that, right? We're like, oh gosh, what if this happens? What if that
Oh,
happens? The what if you still do it. Okay. So how do you bring yourself back present and be like, okay,
yeah.
talk to us. Tell us. Teach us.
I've gotten away from the house. I've had to literally, and and I am the queen of how. I am the
Okay.
queen. I have built my entire empire on how.
Yeah.
And to be told, and this happened in Trust in the Trembles. This happened in that moment with the taxes. To be told, okay, we are walking away from the house. I'm like, yeah, excuse me. Wait a minute here. Let's talk about this. But I
Yeah.
had to trust in it because the house suck. The
Yeah.
house have never helped me.
Yeah.
They make it look like everybody else has got it together and I don't. The
Yeah.
house have never ever delivered what it is I want, what I truly want. There is no guarantee. Okay, so let's go back to the cooking thing.
Yeah.
You can follow the ingredients, you can follow everything to the T, and there's still no guarantee what's in that oven is going to come
I
out
can
okay. There's
confirm
never
that
a
that's
guarantee.
true. I can confirm from personal experience that is fact.
Yes. That is fact. It really is. And so you're in this now moment, you're always nose to nose with the unknown. You always,
Yeah.
I have no idea that if in 1 second a plane was going to land on my house right now, I don't
Uh-huh.
know what's going to happen. And we
Yeah.
spend so much house, so much effort, so much energy trying to desperately control the next moment. And there's no, how's that working out for you? Not well. And so I had to do the hardest thing ever,
Mm-hmm.
which is let go of those
Mm-hmm.
hows and trust
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is about me that has always, always, always had my back. No matter
Yeah.
how horrible a memory I might be conjuring up, living in my car or living in a mansion. I've done both. I always made it to the other side. I've never not.
Mm.
In the
Yeah.
worst of the worst,
Yeah.
I have never not made it to the other side. Having an absolute negative balance in the bank and thinking, oh my God, this is it. Was it
Yeah.
ever it? No. I
No.
still made it to the other side. You always, always, always make it to the other side. And
Yeah.
so if I'm caught in a oh shit moment,
Yeah.
I remind myself, you've made it to the other side. You've never not made it to the other side every single time for 59 years. At
Yeah.
this point, I think we're okay. I
Yeah. We
think
got it
we're
figured
okay.
out.
I'm not sure why this is happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
This whole figuring it out. Yeah. Keep trying. Let me know how that goes for you.
So one of the things I just heard you say, which was another truth bomb, is how your past wins are your new currency, right? And so if you get into a situation where you're like, crap, what is about to happen? You should dig into it's almost like when you go to the gas station and you're like, oh, I need some gas. So I'm going to go to my account to pay for it, right? It's like when you're in these old crap moments, your currency that you should be paying to get through these situations is the situations that you've already gotten through. But like we tend to forget, like this all worked out 100 times already. Why is it not going to
Yeah,
work
I know.
out this one time?
Because we love the drama.
Don't come for us. Don't come for us.
We love that drama, all that worry. But see, the thing is this, there's no should. There's no, I should be feeling this way. I should be thinking this way. I
Yeah.
should, but you can should till the freaking cows come home. It's not going to change you. I mean, you can should all you want, but
Yeah.
personally, I don't like shoulding anymore.
Yeah.
And I still do it. I still do it. I'll tell you, whether we're talking about Oprah or Tony Robbins or any of these people who seem to have it all figured out, I guarantee you every single day they have moments of, oh, should, it's of, oh, shit. You
Yeah.
know, I
Yeah.
should be doing this. I should be doing. They are learning just like you. They are no better than you. They are no smarter than you. They haven't got
Yeah.
it all figured out no matter what it makes it look like.
Yeah.
They are a reflection of you, of what is possible for you, your potential. They
Oh,
are
I love
there
that.
simply reflecting that part of you.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they can be. And
Yeah.
so if they're, we do tend to play with worst case scenario, right? We like worst case
Yeah.
scenario. What
Yeah.
would
Yeah. Yeah.
happen if you started playing with best case scenario? What would happen there? And that could be super fun. It doesn't mean anything magical is going to happen, but the gift you give yourself of, ooh, best case scenario. It's
Oh,
exciting. It's a blast. And yes, crazy ass things do happen. Amazing
yes.
miracles do happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I'm definitely stealing that because I am absolutely it's
Go
so
for it.
funny because
Write it down.
I don't need to. It is here. It is here and I'm not going to lose it because so I think you said something that was interesting to me because I consider myself to be a practical person. Practicality tells me that I should plan for the positive scenario, the all possible scenarios. So the positive
Yeah.
and the negative. But I think like human DNA is, even if I'm thinking about the positive and the negative, the only scenario I'm really focused on is the negative because I'm so worried about that outcome not actually happening. So I'm trying to prevent it. Now, I will say I've mastered as much as I can master today. Tomorrow I'll be better at it. Just being like, God, I trust you. You got this. I'm just going to show up today and do what I need to do. I'll let you worry about everything else. But I would be a bold-faced lie if I didn't say that I still have those moments where I'm just like, but what if that thing happens?
Yeah.
But what if that thing's the
Yeah.
bad
And isn't
thing,
that
right?
wonderful?
Yeah, yeah.
And isn't that, I mean, okay, you you are alive. You are
Mhm.
not this AI. You are
Mhm.
not
No.
what's in the book. You are not
Mhm.
what's on the screen. You are not this influencer here or there. All those things are one-dimensional. You're checking them out in a one-dimensional mindset.
Yeah.
But you are multi. You are infinitely
Yeah.
dimensional. And
Yeah. Yeah.
so when we have a dream, so let's say you have
Uh-huh.
a dream of being, I'll just pluck Oprah out of the sky. You
Yeah.
want to be the next big show host, right?
Yeah.
You can have that dream. You can see yourself on the stage. You can see yourself interacting with the audience. You can even see what clothes you're going to be wearing. You can get it all.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that is only a one-dimensional version of it. It's
Yeah.
not going to show you the days you have the sniffles and when you have a audience member who's ruining everything, or the days that
Mm.
you're worried because your ratings are down, or it can't embody all of that, but you do. This is what's amazing about you because you are alive. This is what being alive is. All these things telling you how to be, they're not alive. They're only one dimensional.
Ooh.
You are that diamond that has
Mhm.
all those facets that
Yeah.
none of it can, even your dreams
Yeah.
can't touch
Yeah.
what you get to experience right here, right now.
Yeah.
You may be dreaming that you're smelling a rose, but are you really? No.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
so, do you know what's involved with being a human being?
Yeah.
We are up, we are down, we are joyful, we are miserable, we are
Yeah.
commiserating, we are it all, and we always are going, going,
Yeah.
going. You never I'm a mountain climber. I love
Yeah.
climbing mountains.
Okay.
And sometimes it's all about getting to that peak and everything I can do to get to that peak. Well, see, the
Mhm.
thing is, you get to the peak, take a picture, all great. Well, now you got to get down. And
Yeah.
it doesn't stop. You don't get to the peak and it's like, okay, let's roll credits now. Now you
Right.
got to get down. And when you get all the
Yeah.
way down, now you got to get in your car. And once you
Yeah.
get in your car, now you got to drive home. And once you drive home, now you got to make it dinner for the kids or whatever. We talked about this. And
Yeah.
this is life. Life doesn't hand you your dream and say, "Okay, now roll credits." That's not
Yeah.
life.
That's
Life
not.
goes and goes and goes and you don't stop. You don't stop. And that's what's missing out of
Yeah.
our imagination and all these things that are a shoulds. Go, girl.
So I love okay, so I'm like, I'm loving this conversation because you made me think about something like when I listen to people, I always try to reflect and figure out like how does this relate to me? And that's how I'm able to kind of like spit it back out to someone else. I was thinking about a couple of months ago when I took a new job role. And I remember how maybe what for 20 years I had been working to get to this very specific place in my career, right? And I remember I got the job offer. I signed it. I called my sisters. I'm like, oh my God, do you see how much money these people are going to pay me? Like, I finally did it, you guys. And then my husband came home and he was like, not in the best mood that night. And then we went to dinner and then we came back home and then we had to put the laundry on. And then we're like, oh, we can't go to bed because the sheets are in the dryer. So now we have to stay up an extra 45 minutes to do it. Right. And I'm like, wait, hold on a second. I spent 20 years waiting on this one moment that literally the minute it was gone, I'm waiting on my laundry. And it's like, okay, so what I'm picking up what you're putting down is the beauty of a life is not just embracing the peaks. It's embracing the decline, the drive home, the cooking dinner, the simple moments, the big moments, the small moments, the unexpected moments. Am I catching that correctly, Kristen?
Well, why do you want to embrace your laundry?
Not embracing the laundry. I don't. I hate laundry. And actually, if my husband listens to this, he'll be
Okay,
like, girl,
yes,
you don't even
there it
do
is, there it
laundry.
is.
You're like, you don't even do laundry.
He's like, I watched that. What were you talking about? No, it's
Right.
about the honesty. It's not about, I mean, I don't want to embrace stubbing my toe. I don't want to embrace putting on 5 pounds. Fuck that. And so it's the honesty. It's the, again,
Okay.
coming back
Yeah.
to this is my life. Don't
Yeah.
tell me I have to be positive all the time because that's ridiculous. I am not.
Yeah.
Because when we have these people outside of us and we put them on a pedestal and we listen to what they tell us we must be doing because I am broken and I'm never, you're never going to make it to being unbroken when you interact in your reality from that mindset. When you're in the mindset of I'm broken right now, I must fix it by doing, I don't know, fill in the blank.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is a state of being that you will never get out of from I am broken.
Yeah. Yeah.
You may not be able to say I am healed, but you can at least be honest. You can be honest with yourself and say, I am doing the best I can in this moment right now. And everything my mind is worried about is freaking me out, but is that happening now? No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, this embrace the large, embrace the small. Well, that sounds pretty. That sounds
Yeah.
very
Okay.
pretty.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
do I do that? Yeah. Do
Yeah.
I do that? Hell no, I don't do that. There are
Yeah.
people walking by my house and I'm like, I sure as hell ain't embracing you.
Yeah.
And yeah. And
Okay. That's
there's
fair.
these gurus and these wonderful people that are so wise, and the words they say feel like hot chocolate and it just feels so yummy. But it's like, but I'm not that way. So now what do I have to do to be that way?
Mm.
I've been doing that for 30 years and it
Yeah.
didn't get me anywhere. It
Yeah.
didn't make this house, this home right here, a fun place to live.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
most important thing I can do is make this home a real home,
Yeah.
someplace that I feel secure and safe and I enjoy and love being in.
Yeah. So, with that said, okay, so we're not just embracing the stubbing of the toe and the laundry when we don't like doing the laundry. We can accept it, but we're not embracing it. But, like, you said something about, like, you can just make this home because we only have one body, right? And we're the only thing that we can control. How do you get to the point, or how did you get to the point, and maybe you're still on the journey, I don't know, where you're like, I am going
Every
to
day.
learn. It's an everyday journey still.
It's every day.
It's an everyday journey. Okay, thanks. So I can just accept the fact that this journey will still continue as long as I'm Earthside. I will still be
Yeah.
learning and accepting myself. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole point of the you never get to the peak. It's like, oh, I
Yeah.
made it to the peak of the mountain, da da da. Oh, well, now I got to go down. That's the
Yeah.
journey. The journey never ends. You can come to these powerful epiphanies, these realizations that rock you to your core, and you think you now have the answer to the universe.
Yes.
You don't.
Yeah.
These and this is what I was saying to you before about, and this is new for this podcast right now,
Yeah.
is that everything in your reality, everything comes and goes. Everything, every thought, every idea, every person, every experience, jobs, growth, everything. When you were 16, you thought you knew everything and this is who I am and I'm going to be this way the rest of my life. And you think you have it all worked out. Well,
Yeah.
there's nothing about that 16-year-old that even exists anymore. Everything she thought is long gone. And the same thing is going to happen to this grand epiphany you have right now, this thing that feels like it's the answer to the universe. It's going to go too. But there is the one thing. There's only one thing, only one thing in the billions and trillions of things in your reality. There's only one out of all of that cannot leave you.
Yeah.
That can't come in and interact with you and then you forget because you got to do this or that.
Yeah.
And that's you. It's
Yeah.
you. And
Yeah.
so maybe that's the one place we should be putting a lot more focus, a lot more attention.
Yeah. Yeah. Less on the outside world, more on self. So let's talk about that because this podcast is for women. I'm sure some men will find it and hopefully they'll be good allies and supports to their partners. But
Of
women,
course.
right? Focusing on self, because essentially you're saying, like, hey, this is the only body that you have. This is the only thing that you control. Maybe you should put more energy here. But women are traditionally taught that we're nurturers, so our job is to take care of everybody else and then we get what's left. So you're saying flip that. And I agree with you wholeheartedly because I don't believe in pouring from a cup that's empty. So if I'm not good, nobody gets anything from me. That is, but like, talk to me about your process. Is like, what does that actively
Mm.
look like in real life when you're saying Kristen gets the attention and everyone else gets the benefit of Kristen giving Kristen the attention? What does that look like for you?
You just said that beautifully. I don't know that I need to say anymore. But you're talking about my favorite subject, which
Mm-hmm.
is me, but standards. It's standards. It's our line. It's our bar. It's
Okay.
where we hold the standard that we hold ourselves to.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're lowering that standard for others, what are we
Mm.
saying to ourselves? How can we possibly trust
Yeah.
ourselves if we
Yeah.
can't trust ourselves to hold our standards? And
Mm.
whether it's a job or it's a significant other or it's just a
Mm-hmm.
diet, never do we, yeah, whoops, where do we need to do just a little bit better by me? Where do I need to do a little bit
Oh,
better by me and hold to my standard? And it's amazing what
yeah.
happens in your world when you raise the bar and then you stay there and you
Mm.
don't shrink yourself for anybody. I don't mean
Yeah.
anybody. I don't care
Yeah.
who it is. You do
Yeah.
not lower your standards. You walk into a room and everybody's acting a certain way and that's just not your vibe. What are you
Yeah.
going to do? Are you going to lower your standards? Are you going to shrink yourself
Mm-hmm.
to fit the room? Hell no,
Yeah.
you're not.
Yeah.
And this is where when you call your pod She Empowers, here you go.
Yeah.
She's got to empower herself. Yeah. Standards are huge, huge, huge. Standards are everything. And
Yeah.
instead of trying to make the outside world rise to your standards, you just know it already does, whether you see the evidence and circumstances or not. You
Yeah.
don't even allow yourself to go down that road of,
Yeah.
well, wait a minute. What if it doesn't? My God, you've been playing there long enough. Time to get out of that sandbox and let's come over here into the big kid sandbox,
Ooh.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
so
are preaching.
standards are I'm stomping my feet. They are everything. They are
Yes.
everything. You know, it's like if you looked at yourself as God, let's just
Mm-hmm.
go big. Looked at yourself as God, you can ask yourself a lot. What would God do in this situation? Well,
Mm-hmm.
how would God handle this? Would God care? Would God be worried about it? Would God give it any energy? You know, when I have a boss that is behaving like a child, am I going to lower myself down to that level? No. I can
No.
just go about my life, go about who I
Yeah.
am, trusting the part of me that is that queen, that
Yeah.
is that sovereign, that
Mm-hmm.
is that infinite, trusting that part.
Yeah.
Because again, you've never not gotten to the other side.
You've never
And
not gotten to the
like,
other side.
and the biggest question I can ask you right now, which is going
Mm-hmm.
to really just give you a moment's pause, is this.
Okay.
Do you have, no matter what
Mm-hmm.
your brain wants to tell you, do
Okay.
you have any memory
Mm-hmm.
of not existing?
Oh. Wait, do I have I'm so confused by the loop right now. Cause I was like, wait, hold on. Do I have a memory of not existing? Well, like if I didn't exist, how would I have a memory of it? I think that's the first thing
Very
that my mind,
good. Boom.
right?
There it is. And that's all for all the argument going on in your brain. That's all you
Yeah.
have to have is that one going, wait a minute, no. Because you can
Yeah.
play in past life experiences, you can play in all that, but who's watching that? You are. Who's
Yeah.
remembering that? You are.
Yeah.
You will never, and I mean you. I don't mean some invisible soul or some gauzy consciousness out in the middle of wherever. I mean you. I mean you.
Yeah.
You have no memory of this body, this being, this energy not
Yeah.
existing.
Yeah.
And here it is again, something so powerful, so obvious, and yet we can bypass it with
Yeah.
100,000 yeah buts. Yeah buts.
Yeah, butts is
And this
is the
is
best thing
yeah.
ever though. What do you mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you, it's these kind of thoughts. It's these kind of deep empowerments, deep ahas that when I sit with them, and I don't need to meditate, I don't have to do anything like that, but I can just sit for 20 seconds, 20 minutes, whatever, and go,
Mhm.
this is true. This
Yeah.
isn't airy fairy that I hope it's true. No, this is really true.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
how interesting.
Yeah.
And then just letting that be and
Yeah.
seeing what arises from there.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question too, because you said we're talking about like focusing on you and being in tune with you and who you are and how you showed up and how you're showing up today and focusing just putting that energy here. And you said that it really is about your standards, right? And like having standards for
Yeah,
yourself, how
so
you
big.
interact with the world, I mean that was really really good. Why do you think people tend to compromise on their standards? I think for the most part, I feel like everybody has them. I know some people who don't have standards. Let me just be clear, not personally, but just, in the real world. But, like for women, why do you think we compromise on our actual standards? The things that should be hold true regardless, no matter what. Why? I know what I think, but I want to know what you think. Why do you think we compromise on those standards?
If we step out of victimization, step the
Oof.
fuck out of victimization. Yeah. And start owning your reality, really owning it. And instead of
Mhm.
sitting there going, why would I bring that person to me? Okay, so yeah, I had the most gorgeous boyfriend. He was my dream come true. He was my manifestation of everything I wanted out of a man, but I should have been more
Mhm.
specific. And he,
Yeah.
sex was amazing, all that was
Mhm.
amazing, but he was a liar and a cheater. And I played the game of, I'll give him another chance. Oh, I'll give him another chance. Oh, he's really sorry. Okay,
Yeah.
now he's afraid of losing me. So now he'll
Yeah.
behave. Yeah, right. How'd that work out for me?
Yeah.
So the coolest I know, the coolest thing I learned from that was how much I will never do that to me again. I love myself too much to do that to me ever, ever, ever again.
Yeah.
And so each time I lowered the bar, each
Yeah.
time I gave myself permission to lower the bar, it came back and bit me in the ass big time. And
Mm.
all that did was fortify the badass bitch I am now, the
Okay.
CEO mindset that I have now. It
Yes.
really fortified her.
Mhm.
And so especially when I'm playing the game with me, when I'm lying to myself, when
Ooh.
I'm cheating on myself. Now she really gets to step in and say, I don't think so.
Oh. You say I had to
Oh,
lean back when you said when I'm cheating on myself. Oh God, I felt that in my spirit. That was good because when you're compromising yourself and you are not holding yourself accountable to your standards, as you say, you are absolutely cheating yourself or you're cheating on yourself.
oh,
I don't think I've ever verbalized it in that way, but that's exactly what it is when you compromise yourself and you drop your standards. You've lied to yourself, you've cheated on yourself, you've dishonored yourself. And it's like, okay, you can blame the other person, but you definitely played a part. You made a decision to allow that to happen, right? And so like I
Yeah.
think what you were saying after that is like you were like, okay, I'm not doing that to myself anymore, right?
Yeah, I love myself too much to do that. But
Yeah.
it is really important that you're not, I mean, you can play guilt and wallow in self, well, I suck. You can do
Mhm.
that if you want, but it's not necessary because you've always grown from everything that you've experienced.
Yeah.
Sometimes you've got to play it a few more times to really learn, but
Yeah.
yeah, no problem there. But you always are coming out stronger. It is
Mhm.
similar to being in a gym or working out. You're building a muscle, you're building strength.
Yeah.
And it always comes, strength and stuff doesn't come from joy, joy, happy, happy. Strength
Mm.
comes from the hard, the
Yes.
difficult, the climbing out of that hole you just threw yourself down again in.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, so every time it's happening, you can just go, okay, I'm getting stronger. All right.
Yeah.
Look at that. Just got a whole nother muscle set.
Yeah. I think I was talking to one of my girlfriends today, and we were talking about a situation that I recently went in. I said, "Yeah, I'll have another feather in my cap, but I don't want any more feathers in my cap."
I know.
I was like,
Enough.
I'm tired. I'm good. I'm good. I don't need to learn anything else, God. Just like, let's easy sailing." But, it's the same thing as the way that diamonds are made. I tell my
Yeah.
kids this all the time. It's like diamonds are made through fire and a process that is really like
Pressure.
pressure and grinding down on them. And that's how you get
Yes.
that beautiful stone. You don't get it otherwise
Yeah.
without it. And so it's like, the tension is necessary. And I wish so many people would embrace the tension, right? And when I say embrace it, I
Yeah.
don't mean like, oh my gosh, I love it so much and it's so wonderful and like give me more attention. Because the thing about it, and I think you touched on this earlier, it's coming anyway. It's not coming, right?
Yes.
The tension is going to come. The
Yeah.
bad stuff is going to come, but you've gotten through the other stuff, you'll get through this. And so it's like, okay,
Yeah.
do you want to I tell myself all the time, do you want to be the same person today as you were yesterday? Or are you willing to work to be a better person tomorrow than you are today? My answer is always, I'm going to take that tomorrow person over this today person any day.
Well, hell yeah. I mean, really, do you really want to be the person you were with the bank account you had 10 years ago or 5 years
No,
ago? Hell no.
no,
Hell
no.
no. And yeah.
Mm-mm. No, I like the version of me that has standards and that has boundaries and that has, some bruises. These are my war wounds. But the other thing, and I think we're coming close on time, so I'm going to start wrapping it up. But I want to say something about this whole journey of transformation because it comes with a lot of things, but it also means letting go of some things. And so I'd love to hear what your
Enormous. Yeah.
right? Like, I'd love to hear about your experience because I feel like
Yeah.
sometimes that is the trade off that some people get stuck with. Because, like, if I do this big
Yeah.
thing, yeah, I'm going to become a different person, but that different person may have a completely different life and different people in that life. And I may still lose something that's important to me in exchange for this newness.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I mean, my entire life is that. And
Yeah.
sometimes what you're losing is the softness you thought was making you so special. Cause
Oh,
I used to think my ability to forgive and love and smile at everybody was my strength. And
mm,
it
hmm
was. But then there came a time where I realized I was tired of being a doormat. I was
Yeah.
tired
Yeah.
of shrinking. There's that shrinking again.
Yeah.
Shrinking yourself down to make others like you. And oh, yay. When really, and then you walk away and you're like, oh my God, that person drives me at the wall.
Yeah.
There definitely comes a time where you hold to your standards and you just, that person or that situation or that job or that house or that community or whatever, or your sibling or whatever has
Yeah.
to fall by the wayside. And they may be
Mm,
gone forever. They may not. I love that because you always use the word seasons. And I love that because
yeah.
that's exactly
Yeah.
what it is. They're in your life
Yep.
for a season to teach you something. And
Yep.
some of them stay, most of them go, most of
Yep.
everything in your life at some point goes.
Yeah.
And the version of you
Mhm.
waiting on the other side of that you don't get to know who she is. You don't get to
Mm.
know what kind of life she's leading until
Mm-mm.
you're her. And
Oof.
again, it's never been bad, right? The whole
Yeah.
process might have been scary as hell, and
Yeah.
most of the time it is. But
Yeah.
who you are today is like what you just said. I wouldn't trade it at
Mm-mm.
all. Hell
No.
no, would I trade it? I never want to be that person I was yesterday. No, no,
Yeah.
no, no, no. And I
No.
have no problem saying, and the coolest thing is everything around you, once you are this strong energy that brings things in and repels other things, everything around you starts reflecting that. Like I live on this unbelievable property right now. And
Yeah.
this property is excellence
Yeah.
on steroids. I mean, it is landscaping wise, everything. It's the most gorgeous property up here in these mountains where I live. And that is a reflection, because I'm out there toiling and working really hard and everything, but it's a reflection of my power. It's
Yes.
always a reflection of my power where I will automatically repel or bring people in. Like when you saw me and
Yes.
you're like, oh my
Yeah.
God, let's talk.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
so there are plenty of people out there who have reached out to me, but they're reaching out through a process that was not professional. And
Mm.
it's like, no, when the old me would have gone, oh, this might be my one and only chance at 15 minutes of fame and all
Yeah.
that, but now I'm like, no, 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 no,
Yeah.
no. Do
Yeah.
you don't come and ask me to be a speaker for you and you want to know my income and you want to know how many email people I have. Excuse me? Do you know who the
Yeah.
fuck I
Yeah.
am? To hold that standard. That's
Yeah.
hard because
Yeah.
people are going to go like, she's a bitch. You
Yeah.
damn right I am.
Boy. Boy, definitely, definitely. Or she's a something for sure. There's going to be she's
Yeah.
a something. But you almost have to be like, that's fine if that is your position of my decision or my
Mhm.
boundary or my standard.
Absolutely.
But that has nothing to do with me.
Yep.
That is all you and your business.
Yeah.
And I really don't, or I don't give a F if that's how you see me because
Yeah.
I know what's important to me. I know who I am. So, all right, girl. We have chatted. You have schooled us. You have given us all the tea. Do you have one more takeaway that women can think about or they can practice to have them become not embrace, oh my God, because you said not embrace, to be honest with who they are?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, your honesty is your gut, right? Your
Yeah.
intuition. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what we call original thought. But I've got two things for you guys. One of them is
Okay.
this, and I got
Okay.
this from Abraham Hicks.
Okay.
People are going to love you and people are going to hate you. And none of it has anything to do with you.
Mm,
So you can let that one go by.
I
But the
like
other
that
one
one.
is my own. I
Okay.
know. I do
Okay.
too. I do too.
That's good.
But the other one's my own. It's this. Now, I used to a long time ago, many, many, many decades, lifetimes ago, I used to channel a dragon consciousness. So I've always been a bit of a dragon lady, if you haven't figured that out yet. Just naturally. And the saying is this: if you detect bullshit, toxicity, or the solicitation to shrink yourself to the level of what their need is, don't do it. Don't be afraid. Be the dragon.
Be the dragon. So does that mean you just like breathe fire and just incinerate them?
Sure.
Destroy.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But I love
or just
that.
walk away. I don't have
Yeah.
time for your tininess because you think of the enormity of a dragon and these people are tiny down there and they're, shaking their hands and they're making as much noise as they can. The dragon's like,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
really is about taking on as big an energy as you can manage today and
Yeah.
seeing the amazing aspect of you that arises out of that. But it
Mhm.
also means that you're going to have to let go
Yeah.
of circumstances. Don't give any of that shit out there, which is all BS anyway. Don't give any of it any of your attention.
Yeah.
It makes
makes no never mind about you. What's
Yeah.
going on is not because you vibrated wrong or you were negative this morning when you woke up or whatever. Ignore that. Sit there
Yeah.
and say, I'm sorry, but your rules do not apply to me. Don't you? This is my reality. This is
Yeah.
my reality. What I say goes.
I love it. I love it. Listen, how
Thank
can
you.
people find you to learn more? Please give us your website, your Instagram, like how people can contact you and learn how to just basically learn from you and follow you.
Well, I'll tell you, it's the easiest way. If you look up Kristen Clark, you're going to find about 4,000 of us. If you look up Kristen M.F. Clark, there's only one of me.
I know that's right.
And you'll find me everywhere. That'll lead you right to my website. That'll lead you right to my Instagram. Everything is Kristen M.F. Clark. And yes, the M.F. means exactly what you think it means.
I love it. Well, she said what she said, y'all. Thank you so much for this, guest. I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation as much as I did. She got me together. She took my edges back a little bit. She gave me a warm hug and a lot of learnings and gems. So thank you. We hope that you love this episode. And please follow Kristen at www.KristenMFNClark. And it means exactly what you think it means.com. Until then, stay real and transform. Bye, ladies.
Thanks.